I'm actually looking quite forward to this lesson. We're going to create a simple notepad program that will be perfectly usable. It is something that you could choose to keep and use at another time. It's going to use the QFileDialog, which is really the main reason for doing this, so we can see how to use that. And it doesn't use menus. We'll save that for the next one. So yes, it's a perfectly workable program, but we're going to carry on improving it in later ones. But the main idea is to teach you how to use the QFileDialog. Okay, let's create our notepad problem. I'm going to be going quite quickly in this one. I want to try and keep the video under 10 minutes. So I've added in import OS and QHbox layout and QFileDialog, which is what all this tutorial's about. And I've added in a method for clearing text. We saw that in a previous one, so there's nothing new there. And I've changed these from layout to V layout because we're going to have a V box layout as well. Sorry, an H box layout as well. So let's just do that first of all. So we're going to have H layouts. And we've done one layout within another before, so there's nothing new there. I want two other buttons as well. We've got save, and we've got save, and we also want open and clear. So I'm going to cut and paste those from another screen. They're going to look exactly like this one, but they're going to give us two more. Now what I want to do, and I'm just going to go down here, is I want to add these three buttons to this horizontal layout here. So we're going to go H layout, add widgets, and the first thing I want to add is the clear button. I'm only going to do this once, I'll show you the other one. So we've added that to the H layout, and then I want to add the other two buttons as well. So I've got this layout now with these three buttons side by side, and then I've got this vertical layout where I add the text. Now rather than just add in the save button, now I want to add all three of those buttons, so that means I'm adding a layout, which in this case is the H layout. I think that will give us an idea of what it looks like, and so it's going to look like this. At the moment, save will do something and the others won't because they're not connected. So I've got save, and we've looked at these before, how push buttons work connected to the function or slot save text. What I want to do is have the other two buttons connected to two appropriately named functions, and I've put them here. So clear is going to be connected to clear text, written already, we've seen it before, and open connected to open. Now I'm going to put open in. We're not going to keep save the way it is because I told you that this lesson was going to be about the let me just put this here, it was going to be about the QFileDialog. So let's see how we can do this. First of all, what we use the dialog for is to get the file that we're interested in, and or the file name, so that we can use it appropriately, and some other things come with that as well. So let's go and call ours file name, and then we're going to let that equal a QFileDialog. And then we've got several methods that come with that, and because this is for save, we want to get the save file name that's at the top there. And the first thing we do is give it an instance of self, which in PyCharm seems to cause a problem because it says it wants a copy of QFileDialog when in fact it actually wants a copy of a QWidget, but there we go. And then what I'm going to put here now is the title that is going to be in the dialog, so that we know what we're doing. So it's going to be a file, and then at the top here where we import OS, that gives us access to the directory structure. We're saying, look, can we open please at, and that's all this bit means, can we open at the home directory? And that does all that work there. So once we've got that, we're going to say with open. Now we don't want just any file name now, we're actually going to choose it within the dialog. So we're going to do file name, and that returns a tuple, and we want just the first part of that tuple, which is 0. The other part will basically say, oh, it's for saving, it's for writing. So we only want that part there. So once we've done that, we want, we've got my text, just what we had before, and then we're going to write it. There is no difference. In fact, let's just see that bit working. I know I'm going quickly. I can write something. I click on save. Look at that. That looks nice and professional. I can go in here. I've got one called text2. I won't bother doing it at the moment, but let's just cancel that and go out. The nice thing is it's still open. Even though it didn't do it, it just catches that, that error. Let's get rid. Okay, we want to do the same sort of thing now. Because I want to keep this under 10 minutes, I'm going to just paste in the open function and talk about the difference. So first of all, it's get open file name rather than get save file name. That kind of makes sense. We're going to put a different title at the top of the dialog, and then we're not writing this time, we're reading. We read the text by saying I want the text that you take from the file, please, and we get that by going to the open file and reading its context, and then we set the text of the QText edit. Now, it might be surprising, 54 lines of text, but we've now got a fully working text editor. In fact, let's open that one that I told you about. So let's go to the desktop, text2. How are you? Well, hello, how are you? I can clear that. Let's do another one. Let's call it I am fine. Let's save that. Let's actually save it into the same one. Let's go for that one there. And this is great. We wouldn't have got this before the way we had it. So it says the file already exists. Do you want to replace it? Yeah, let's replace it. It's done. Let's clear that. Did it actually do that? Well, let's open. Desktop. Open it again. I am fine. It did. Fully working text editor. 54 lines of code. And our next one, we're going to get rid of these buttons. We're going to do that from a menu bar. And we're going to build this app up for a while, introducing new things as we go along so we can learn more and more. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, think about subscribing. I've included a link to the code that I've used in the video below in the description. Stay in infield with Winfield.